I saw my husband flirt and he said I was just being jealous. We were at a small gathering and I looked over to my husband talking with his co-worker who is a woman and I notice he grabs her chin. I was immediately concerned about that. Then a little bit later I notice him just grabbing her hair. I was upset and on the way home he asks me why I look so sad. I tell him I'm tired and now it's morning. He asks me what's wrong and I told him what I saw last night and that I'm uncomfortable by it and that I consider it flirting. He starts by telling me, "You are so jealous, I can never do anything with a girl, and it's not flirting." Quote. I told him I believe it is, and this is how I'm feeling about it. He continues to say, "Oh man, you're so jealous, what are we going to do? Now we haven't talked. I know this isn't a huge deal but I don't want these little actions to be bigger things later on. I personally think it's not okay for a husband to go and just touch other women like that. Yes, I can be a bit overprotective. How can I tell him I'm not okay with it, and what do I say when he tells me I'm just jealous, and dismisses me?" Edit. Thank you for the hug. Very much needed. Edit. We talked it out until about 2:30 a.m. He didn't see it as flirting but just being friendly and he understands that's a boundary. He's going to no longer touch or be too friendly with women. He's not one to usually gaslight me but when I mentioned it that morning I did come off harsh and he didn't know how to react at that moment. He does agree he did not react the right way and apologized. Ultimately this post gave me the confidence to even start the conversation and the strength to speak up even more. Thank you all. He's clearly flirting and being a fucking dick. I'd personally find that flirting too. Touching hair and chin is intimate, it's not something you do with workmates. I can't advise you what to do because your marriage is yours, just wanted to say you're not imagining it. That's definitely inappropriate. I worked with the same group of men for 5 years and never would have touched their face or hair. Even if they had something in their face, I'd tell them without touching them. The fact that he's putting the blame and anger on you is a huge red flag. Get your things together and prepare for divorce. Don't threaten him with divorce or anything else. Don't stay with him unless he admits he understands it was wrong and he wants to change. Ask him if he touches his male coworkers the same way. I'm sorry but if a male coworker I was friends with grabbed my face I wouldn't react very nicely. We'd both be in trouble with HR because I'd deck him on the spot. He was flirting, and it seems like he wanted this reaction for some reason. It is absolutely flirting, but whether flirting is prohibited or not is a matter of personal choice. He shouldn't be touching other women like that. She was probably uncomfortable as well. I would be if a coworker did that to me. What an ass. I would go through his phone. No wonder what else is going on he thinks is okay. He flirted and touched another girl, then blamed you for getting upset. That's minor cheating and major manipulation. You need counseling. He is exhibiting a huge lack of respect for you. I personally think it's more than flirting. I think they've fucked. I have never allowed someone to touch my face or my hair that I have not been sexually intimate with. Hell, I wouldn't even let a one-night stand touch my face in that manner. That's relationship territory. I also feel like he's trying to flip it around by his jealousy statement. You don't touch a coworker's face and hair, period. That shit is for lovers and French people. Guys I meet, male coworkers, friends, etc., do not touch my face and hair to interact with me. Not even guys I've known for close to a decade that I'm platonic with. I understand some people are touchy and will touch a shoulder or arm, even hug, but gently touching a woman's face like that. Holding her chin. Oof, not chill. That's something my boyfriend does or a dude who's trying to get in my pants. You told him you don't like it and he totally brushed you off. I'm leaving this comment as a dude. I could see you showing your husband what people have said and him dismissing it as a bunch of girls leaving comments. Dude, you're a scumbag for acting like that. You're wrong for diverting the attention back to jealousy. Clean up your act or pack a bag, ya wank. That's not flirting. That is crossing the line. Touching like that. That's a way to tell someone you're into them. Sounds like not only is he flirting but gaslighting too. Next time do this to another man at a gathering and see how he reacts. But in the meantime, check his telephone, PC, all accounts, and all his emails. Prepare yourself. If you don't find anything, just wait. Do not tell him anything. Him playing it down is a red flag. If he starts working late or doing work projects in the weekend and going away on a conference Please maintain your composure as difficult as it is and contact a lawyer. I'm here if you need to vent. You got this. If he is flirting with another woman in front of you, what are they doing behind your back? Location flag. That was flirting and completely crossing the line with a coworker. You don't touch a coworker like that. Unless they like it and are okay with it, which makes it suspicious. Red flag. If your husband is flirting with someone else and he was, touching someone's face is pretty intimate, jealousy is an appropriate emotional reaction. You have good reason to believe your position as his wife is compromised. It sounds like he was being aggressive about it too. How was he grabbing her hair? Was he pulling it or something? Then he blamed it all on you, so that he can continue to do this and you won't call him out on it. That was a shitty thing to do. Touch, any type, can be flirting. But touching a woman's face, grabbing her hair, and she doesn't think anything is wrong with it. Yeah, he's flirting, and he's done it before. And she has no problem with it. I can never do anything with a girl that rubs me the wrong way. WTF. If I touched another man, my husband would be like, WTF? Obviously, besides a hug or a handshake. My husband doesn't grab other women anywhere. My God, I would be so uncomfortable if a colleague thought they could touch my face or my hair. Your husband is gaslighting you. What an ass. 100% gaslighting you. Why are you with a man who has no respect for your thoughts, opinions, morals and feelings? Tell him he's free to grab anyone's hair or chin, but not when he's with you in a marriage. Don't let this go. Apparently you're used to being gaslighted. Sis, if that were my husband, we'd be divorced by the time we got home. He understands and knows it's flirting, he just doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit how you feel. You might want to start snooping. I say this because he flirts in front of you then gaslights you. The probability of him being honest with any questions you might ask is nil. 1. This is serious flirting. 2. Even if you'd read the situation wrong and he wasn't flirting, didn't mean it in that way, why wouldn't he just apologize for upsetting you and show you care and compassion? If my wife misreads something I did and I could tell it made her upset and insecure, then I'd feel terrible and would try and make her feel better because I love her, regardless of the fact I didn't feel myself to be in the wrong. If your husband grabs a coworker in any way, it's crossing a line. They shouldn't be that familiar with each other. You're not imagining it. That's absolutely flirting. Well, actually it's both. He is flirting and you are jealous. The problems you have is that neither of you are acknowledging this or setting boundaries. You need to both sit down and discuss it like adults. Tell him that yes, you are jealous, especially if he is flirting with other women, and doing it right in front of you. He needs to understand where you sit on this, and what it would be like if the situation was reversed. I personally don't think it's cheating to flirt with another person, but what's acceptable in your relationship is up to you. All the best. He is not only flirting, but there's something else going on. No man has ever touched my hair or him unless I was sleeping with him. He is gaslighting you so you feel guilty and stop looking. There's something going on there. I'd stop telling him you know something is up, start digging. Don't say anything anymore, just search for answers. The least you talk, the more comfortable he gets and he will fuck up. Or you could save yourself the trouble and leave. He is trash. Harmless flirting is just non-sexual things that ever contains contact. It is just done to help uplift someone's spirits. Like, your hair looks nice, or, those are nice earrings. What he did was over the line. Uncalled for. You might need to question his loyalty. He is gaslighting you. Hell nah. If your husband did that at my work, he'd get a warning for sexual harassment. You're not being overprotective at all. He definitely was flirting, which I myself consider cheating already. He also started blaming you for getting upset. That's just ridiculous. I would have a proper conversation with him. He is married, he isn't supposed to even look at other women, leave alone touching them in a gentle way. It's not okay to act the way he does. Ask him how he feels if your coworker's male touch your chin and hair. Then analyze his response. I believe he flirting her, or maybe they both flirting at work. I wouldn't doubt it if there was something more going on with your husband and his coworker. He is being defensive and trying to put it on you by making it your problem. If he truly respected and cared for you and your feelings, he would listen and be respectful of what you told him, and he would apologize and own up to it like a man. Would not be shocked if this is the only female with whom he flirts. Sorry op, I wish you well. Wonder if she feels uncomfortable with it too. Could be she feels harassed by your husband. I would be angry if a male coworker grabbed my chin. Either way, that is definitely not okay. If my coworker touched my hair or face, I'd assume he was flirting. To do it in front of you is extremely disrespectful. You might be jealous, but he is being disrespectful. If he loves you, he won't do things that upset you. The issue is not that he flirted. It's that he's gaslighting you. This isn't a huge deal. Of course it is. Gaslighting 111. Yeah, that's a no for me. You were right to bring it up and discuss it. But if he remains dismissive with your feelings, you need to check out. I'm sure there are a lot of great guys in this world who wouldn't do something like that. I never met a guy who would do something like that. Flirting. Minimizing your concerns. Mocking you for having concerns. Yes, you're jealous. Because jealousy is a valid reaction here. If I caught my husband doing that kind of crap, he'd have a hell of a lot to worry about. I am possessive and very monogamous. He's mine and I am his. Period. I would go nuclear. He was flirting, and when you tried talking, he gaslighted you and blame shifted you. He was way out of line. It was inappropriate, and he is showing that he doesn't care about your feelings at all. Yelling you that you are jealous is nothing but gaslighting. Tell him you want an apology, and if you don't get one, it's time to leave. I am thinking of a word beginning with a fat C with 4 letters and ends with a T attach. He isn't unbelievable at the beginning. I am sorry, that's flirting, no way round it for him. He needs to fess up and apologize. Okay, so male friends can now touch your chin and play with your hair. That's my argument when someone says something is acceptable. Female friends can sit on your lap. I can sit on my guy friend's lap. You can't have it both ways.